Good day, everyone. I'm Jovan Manabat, a fourth year international development study student at De La Salle University Das Marinas. And today, we face one of the most common and harmful things that happens in the Philippine labor market, which is contractualization or Endo. On that note, my thesis, The Political Economy of Contractualization or Endo and its relation to labor productivity and job security in the Philippine context, goes beyond just talking about Endo. It makes a clear point that this system is not needed in the market. Hence, it is a failure of governance that puts corporate profit ahead of the constitutional right to decent work. So my research examines how the Filipino state enables capital to sustain a permanent workforce on a perpetually temporary basis. So the consequent economic inefficiencies and the political mechanisms that perpetuate this practice. And so the evidence indicates that the conflict against Endo fundamentally represents a fight of interests between capital and labor, with labor consistently prevailing. Moving forward to the three-part analysis of my paper, and I call it the cost and mechanics of Endo. First is the legal escape. So the 555 cycle is the main mechanism. Ending before the important 6-month regularization date, this is a straightforward, planned way to get around the labor code, especially because of the vague rules like Dolly Order 18-A. Employers get rid of all legal risk by utilizing personal agencies, which means that workers lose out on important benefits like SSS, PhilHealth, and job stability. So the TWA, or trilateral work arrangement, is shown to be a way for companies to legally exploit workers, not a way to hire people more easily. Second is the fake economy. So the economic reasons for Endo that it encourages competition and flexibility don't stand up to further examination. My investigation shows that these behaviors make things less efficient. The middleman agencies take unearned profits and function as oligopolistic gatekeepers that keep wages down instead of letting the market raise them. Also, the system's constant churn makes it hard for skilled, specialized workforce to grow. And so this leads to unequal development, which is a visible economic cost that the country pays for the short-term profits of a few businesses. Lastly is the political failure. Most importantly, the fact that Endo is still around is because of politics. Intense industry lobbying has led to the failure to adopt a strong security of tenure statute, which ended with a veto in 2019. This action showed that big businesses' interests may stop important changes to the law, which shows that the state is not a neutral judge. This isn't just a mistake in governance, it's a conscious political choice to protect money. In conclusion, the evidence is very strong, and though it's mostly a political project that leverages legislative loopholes to make job insecurity a permanent part of the system, it makes a huge, weak, precariat class that shakes up families and weakens the very underpinnings of long-term economic growth. Businesses' short-term financial benefits just don't make up for long-term harm to society. And so, the study's recommendations are clear and need to be acted on right away. First is to mandate direct employment for core functions. The government must strictly define and ban the farming out of important and necessary company activities to manpower agencies. From the first day on the job, any person who does work that is essential to company's principal business function must be considered a regular employee. Second is to strengthen and simplify legislation. A new security of tenure bill must be passed with clear rules that get rid of all the legal gray areas that are now being used for cyclical termination. Also, all types of trilateral work arrangement must be subject to strict rules that make the contracting company and the agency jointly and severally liable. This way, workers can get all the benefits and regularization they deserve from the main employer. Third is to give labor institutions more power. The Department of Labor and Employment, or DOLE, should be able to do more surprise inspections and punish those who break the rules. Simultaneously, the state must actively encourage and preserve the rights of workers to organize and engage in collective bargaining to resist the political and economic influence of capital. Again, this has been Mark Jovan Manabat, and let us always remember that those who have less in life should have more in law. Thank you and have a great day.